thank all of you for coming out in this cold weather to come to the first meeting of 2026. I'm going to remind you to please turn off your phones or put them on vibrate during this meeting as a courtesy to your neighbors and to the people who are speaking. All right, take them out, turn them off. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from November 26th. You want to move this along, right, Ken? Are there any additions or corrections? If not, we'll accept them as they were submitted. Becky Wyatt is going to give the opening reflection.
The reflection today is a song by Glenn Campbell that he wrote and performed in 1967. And I found this back in November in some of my old music, and I just thought it was a pretty powerful message for the beginning of the year here. It's called Less of Me. Let me be a little kinder, let me be a little blinder to the faults of those around me. Let me praise a little more. Let me be, when I am weary, just a little bit more cheery. Think a little more of others and a little less of me. Let me be a little braver when temptation bids me waver. Let me strive a little harder to be all that I should be. Let me be a little meeker with a brother that is weaker. Let me think more of my neighbor and a little less of me. Let me be, when I am weary, just a little bit more cheery. Let me serve a little better all that I am striving for. Let me be a little meeker with my brother that is weaker. Think a little more of others and a little less of me.
Last couple of months, we've had 8 sympathy cards set out by Cares and Concerns. Linda Lawrence is the individual who does that. They were sent to the families of John Sunsteady, Roger Bastian, Walt Eisman, Charlotte Peters, Terrence Fisher, Carl Noltmeyer, Richard Way, and Roland Wedding. All right, guests for this month, the first employee of the month for November. I guess Jessica's going to do these, right?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Jessica Story, and I'm the Executive Director here at Wesley Willows. And thank you. So we're going to honor 2 employees of the month since we weren't able to meet last month. So we are going to celebrate Austin Hennis. Unfortunately, he's not here today. So I made sure to have his picture up. So we want to celebrate him. He does an awesome job. I think most of you may know him.
You want to tell who he's related to?
Sure. So Bob said, please tell who he's related to. So, Mom, there, Gary, and Scalvin, yes. So tell Austin I embarrassed him anyway, even though he's not here. I will. Okay, thank you. Austin's great. He has been with us since August of 2017. We really, really appreciate him. Please let him know and that you appreciate him too when you see him. He primarily works here in the town center and suites with Kurt. However, he works all over. He's very knowledgeable, so he is able to help anywhere on campus, which is very helpful. I also know that he fills in a lot of different shifts, third shift and everything, so he is very reliable and we appreciate him very, very much. So when you see him, let him know We tried to embarrass him even though he wasn't here, and we congratulate him. And then we have another employee of the month to celebrate for December, and I will pass it along to Ken.
Hello, everyone. The December Employee of the Month is the IT Department's very own Chrissy. Stand up, Chrissy. Chrissy's been at Wesley Willows for 3.5 years, is that right?
Give or take.
Give or take. Well, I'll just say she keeps Ozzy and myself in line. She's probably the most organized person I've ever met in my life. If I do so much as put an HDMI cable in the wrong drawer, I will hear about it. But seriously though, she's always willing to go the extra mile, put in the extra hours. If there's a project that needs to be done after hours to kind of lessen the impact that you all might feel, she's jumping at that opportunity. She's more than willing to day or night be here to help everyone. So I personally put in my recommendation for her Employee of the Month. I put in my recommendation for her for Employee of the Month. She's a little too embarrassed to get up here, but again, thank you, Chrissy, for everything you do.
Okay, then we have the Fitness Resident of the Month. Does anybody recognize this woman? Kirby Doyle. And you're on, Jill.
He's always on.
Well, I would like to recognize Kirby Doyle. She is our fitness resident for January 2026. Why did we pick Kirby? Well, first of all, Kirby is very encouraging. She encourages everyone around her. She keeps challenging herself by grabbing. Jen was telling me she's been grabbing some heavier weights and she keeps trying to improve. And she's very consistent. So this is the reason we picked Kirby for Fitness Resident of the Month. Congratulations, Kirby. We really appreciate all you bring to our fitness program at Wesley Willows.
Okay, next on the agenda are the new resident introductions. And Martha Burns is going to introduce Jane Brooks from the West Homes. Martha, you're up.
Hi, I'm Martha Burns from Willows Lane, and the first thing we want to tell you is her last name is Brooks. Not an E, but an S. That's okay, we've all made typos in our life, right? I used to work for Scared Heart University, I mean Sacred. Today I'd like to introduce you to my new backdoor neighbor, Jane Brooks. Her home is across from Bob and Sue Saunders on Willows and Gary and Linda Lawrence on Schmidt, who just met her. A retired nurse, she moved in on December 29th. That must have been exciting between Christmas and New Year's. After a fall at her Cherry Valley condo convinced her she should take a suggestion from her friend Deborah Prasad and move to a continuing care community with an ADA-equipped bathroom. Jane grew up in Rockford. She's an East High grad and earned her RN degree here. She primarily worked in ICU and pediatrics, where she coordinated an infant apnea program. In addition, she was employed in high-tech home nursing care for almost 10 years. So she knows a lot about what our staff does. In her spare time, she loves volunteering at Carpenter's Place, where she gets to wash clothes. Jane and Matt raised 3 children in their almost 54-year marriage. Their oldest is Kimberly, who lives in California in suburban San Diego, where she's a self-employed dog and horse trainer. Then their son Greg, who happens to be a salesman for Guler Appliance. He has 2 daughters. Their youngest daughter, Anna, lives in Roscoe with her son and daughter. Jane regularly spends time with the 4 grandchildren. Not long after her husband died, she adopted a senior cat to keep her company. And if you drive or walk by her house, you might see Elvis making himself at home in the sunroom.
He's in the building.
Jane misses her travels throughout the U.S. and Northern Europe with her husband. Maybe she'll make friends with others from here, cruising Europe or traveling America, who will convince her to come along. Sorry, our motorhome only has 2 beds and 2 seats. But please stand and wave, Jane.
Welcome, Jane. Nancy Woolley has 2 couples to introduce that have moved into the suites.
Hi, I'm Nancy Woolley, and I'm very pleased today to
Closer to the light.
I'm very pleased today to introduce Layton and Kathy Holt. Kathy was born in Connecticut, but her family moved to Rockford when she was an infant. Layton was born and raised in Rockford. They met at East High School where their long romance began, and they both later got their degrees in Illinois. They have been married now for 64 years, and the clock is still moving for them. They have 2 children, a son living in Vermont, and a daughter living in Pennsylvania with her husband and 4 children. The Holes have 1 grandchild. Layton, now retired, worked for 13 different companies as a mechanical engineer. So obviously that required some movement. And before they returned to Rockford permanently, they lived in upstate New York and Ohio. Kathy is now retired from a career of clerking at the North Suburban Library, working in the children's department, where she especially enjoyed the reading programs where she read to them. They have both enjoyed volunteering at Anderson Japanese Gardens, where Layton served as a docent and Kathy assisted with the office work there. Layton is also a gardener who has grown an award-winning perennial garden. Kathy is a quilter, having created many cot or small quilts over the years, used by daycare facilities for children's naps. She is also an active bird watcher, though she says she doesn't keep a list. So you don't know how many thousands of birds she's seen. At the Garden and Sand Bluff Bird Observatory, she has enjoyed holding the birds in her hands as they are banded. The Holes have also done some traveling. Layton in Japan and Italy, connected with work, and both of them have toured England. Layton and Kathy are looking forward to making new friends and enjoying new activities here at Wesley Willows, and they are well on their way. Please join me in welcoming Kathy.
Are they here?
The second couple I will introduce are David and Chris Case. Sorry, Mike Shy, I'm sorry. David and Chris recently moved into Suites 1, remodeled 2-unit, converted to 1 apartment unit. This was a good move for them, as they have 6 children and 9 grandchildren between them, who are very frequent visitors. It was their children who handled the entire move and decorated for them, and have created an exceptionally beautiful home for them here at Wesley Willows. They did all of the unpacking and putting away too. Chris describes them as a very close family, except when she is looking for something she wants to use or wear and can't find it. Chris was born in Paris, Illinois, where she attended St. Mary's Catholic School for 8 years and later graduated from Southern Illinois University in Carmerdale. She worked as a marketing director for Williams McCarthy Law Firm for 17 years. She married and after 23 years and 4 children went through a very difficult divorce. She worked hard with the help of family and friends to rebuild her life. And then she was introduced to David in 1989, and they will celebrate 35 years of married life with their combined family in July of this year. David was born and raised and schooled in Huntington, Indiana. He graduated from Valparaiso University. He is a CPA, now retired. He worked for KPMG and later for Gladney Cullen in Stockton. Despite their family commitments, David and Chris have found some time for travel, having spent 2 months vacationing in Italy, but have also traveled to other European countries and Australia. Chris spends free time playing the grand piano that graces their family area and is also a reader. David enjoyed golfing, but health issues have forced him to retire. And here's the important thing that I found in this interview. Chris made a point of telling me it was a huge undertaking for them to move to Wesley Willows and how happy she is that she and David are living here. She says she has never met finer, kinder people among the residents and staff here. Please join me in welcoming David and Chris Case.
Very nice. They're so nice.
Welcome to you all to Wesley Willows. So we now have some announcements, and I just want to remind people, if you want to give an announcement during the resident council meeting, please get a hold of either me or Ann Boleen about a week before so that we can put you on the agenda and be prepared. So Claude Gracia is the first person up today, and he's going to talk a little bit about the social committee.
To those of you who don't know me, I'm Claude Gracia, chairman of the social committee here. The social committee is going to host a concert in February, Tuesday, February 24th. It's a concert only, no dinner involved for this particular time. Our entertainer is going to be Mike Williamson. Those of you who are not from Rockford or are not familiar with Mike, he's a local and very popular entertainer who has made a living singing pop and jazz standards in area supper clubs and for private engagements, along with staging special productions and making forays into the Chicago and St. Louis areas. I highly recommend that you come see him. He's very, very good. It's been many years since he's been here to Wesley Willows. But I encourage you to come. No reservations, no tickets, so there will be flyers in the green bag. If you have any questions, you can contact me. What time? Well, as a rule, we haven't actually set the exact time yet, but most of the concerts that are without a meal start around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, so that particular time of days. But there'll be that information in the green bag. So, like I say, I encourage you to come.
The next person is Ken Level. I'm sure it's hard to believe that we're going to hear from Ken in January, but he's always planning.
idea of harbingers. Harbingers, you know what a harbinger is? It's an event, an experience, maybe a person that is a sign, a warning sometimes of what is coming in the future that will be a major change. This winter, I suspect most of us are looking for a harbinger for warmer weather. Well, I have one to offer to you. In this room, this half of the room, on Tuesday, February 10th, at 1:30 in the afternoon, we are going to sign up gardeners for our community garden. And that is something we do on faith. We would not do it if we just looked out the window and figured that's all there was. That's our harbinger. And we invite people to come and sign up, or even if they're just curious, to come and attend our meeting. And if you can't make that meeting, but you're interested in the garden, give me a call. Robins are a usual harbinger for spring. But we're going to have one earlier than that, February 10th, 1:30, here. Questions? I'm glad I'm so complete about
it. And Ellen Fuchs has some information about the concerts on the creek.
Hi, I'm Ellen Fuchs, and I am the bus coordinator for Concerts on the Creek. We've had a few months where we didn't go to the concerts, at least using the bus. And if you've looked at the green bag in the last 2 weeks, there were 2 concerts coming up. But before I tell you more about those concerts, I'm going to give you a little history lesson, partly for those new to Wesley Willows, maybe new to Rockford, and maybe all of those in Rockford who have never heard or gone to Concerts on the Creek. Back in 2014, a group of musicians wanted to do a concert outdoors near Spring Creek. Now, Spring Creek is an actual creek. It parallels Spring Brook Road, and then west of Alpine, it parallels Spring Creek. Well, in that corner near Alpine, they wanted to do a concert, but the city did not give them a permit. So the church on the corner of Alpine, Spring Creek, Spring Brook, United Church of Christ, offered them the building. Well, the artists were thrilled because they had good acoustics, temperature control, and the people going to the concert did not have to sit on the ground and hope that they were going to be able to get up again. And so Concerts on the Creek began. So for over 10 years, they have had concerts in that church, which has been given for this purpose. Usually Saturdays during the colder months, the concerts are usually at 3 o'clock. During the warmer months, usually at 7 o'clock. There are some Sunday concerts and occasional Friday night concerts. And long ago, Karen and Gracia got the bus started. This is not a life enrichment activity, so you cannot sign up for the bus with Brenda or a QR code. You have to call me, which is why my name and number is in the book. But Karen, somehow, I wasn't here at the time, they got very generously offered that Wesley Willows would provide a bus to at least some of the concerts. They don't go to all of them, never on Sundays. Then there came a point where COVID hit and everything stopped. And after COVID, Karen wasn't going to do it anymore. So I was roped in, I don't know. But I am happy to arrange and plan the concerts on occasion. Again, this is not a life enrichment activity, so you do have to call me. Now, there are 3 ways to get to the concerts on the creek. You can sign up for a bus, which is very convenient. They drop us off, pick us up either at town center or homes, drop us off, take us right back afterwards, and you will have to call me for that. And what I do is I actually call Ron home or email him, telling him how many are coming. So if we have a bus of 15, I let him know that 15 Wesley Willows people, they love Wesley Willows coming, are coming, and they reserve that number of spaces, not actual seats, at the concert. Some of the concerts get very full, and we let them know ahead of time that 15 people will be coming, which is why I would like to know by tomorrow night, so I can send that number into transportation, get that all arranged, and then let Ron know how many people are coming for this Saturday's or the Saturday concerts. There's another way you can go. Many people here go on their own. They drive. Parking is somewhat limited on a crowded day, so you might want to get there earlier. And I guess I forgot to mention that they do collect the donation at the door. We request a $5 donation. The sign at the door will actually say walk-ins request a $10 donation. They would love for as much as you want, and that donation goes straight to the musicians. But you can go on your own anytime, just hoping to get a space in a seat. Or you can go online, Concerts on the Creek, and look that up, and sign up ahead of time with a $5 donation online. That's what they prefer, because then your name is there. When you go in the door, you've already paid your $5. If you want to give more, you can at the door or afterwards. And they have your name down, so your space will be reserved. Again, any way you get there, there are a lot of people that go, but the bus is a very convenient way. And I still have room on the bus, so anybody that wants to sign up with me today or call me today or tomorrow, I can still sign you up for the bus. The other thing about Concerts on the Creek, they have, usually it's a 2-hour concert. I'll tell you that this week is, Saturday night is Buddy Holly, the Buddy Holly tribute. You will hear a lot of music from that era, and you will hear some history about Buddy Holly. This is the weekend that they recognize the weekend that the plane went down with those musicians. So it's a really good concert. Ron Holm and Trinidora are the ones that play that. They usually start about a half an hour early warming up, and it's all music that they won't be doing during the concert. So basically the concert starts at 2:30, not 3, so get there early. And then next week is Denny Diamond, Broadway and Beyond. Now, a lot of you know Denny Diamond from his Neil Diamond concerts, but he's also a great Broadway singer. I'm not sure what this concert will be, Broadway and Beyond, but it'll also be a popular concert. So those 2 are set for bus transportation if you want it, or just to go on your own. Again, great concert, couple hours of good music. And the other thing that people seem to enjoy, they do sell bottled soft drinks and ice cream during the intermission, and it's just a fun time. So any questions or wanting to sign up, I will be around afterwards. So thank you.
And the last announcement is from Levon Aronstein from Timeless Treasures.
I'm Levon Arnsey. Is that working? Yeah. Okay. Levon Arnsey, I'm the manager of Timeless Treasures, which is across the street in the lower level of the arbor. And I'm not on the agenda. I thank Gail for putting me on at the last minute, and I'm learning my lesson. I'll do better in the future. But if you haven't read your green bag yet, when you see the green bag, you're going to notice in there that our hours, I'm going to be open another day opening on Mondays from 11 to 1, so that people can shop at both Decor and More and Timeless Treasures on the same day. And so I hope that'll work out, especially for those of you that have family or friends that come from somewhere far or near and want to shop at both places. You can shop both places the same day. Now, what I need is more volunteers. Right now, including myself, I have 4 full-time volunteers, and I have 8 part-time volunteers. Part-timers might work 1 day a month. So if you can work 1 day a month to help me out at Timeless Treasures, I would love to have you. If you can work more than 1 day a month, that's fantastic too. But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, if you could do any one of those, it would help. And just because you live over on this side doesn't mean you can't come over to the other side too. I'm on the east side. Just walk in the front door and ask whoever's at the desk. If you don't know where we are, they'll steer you in the right direction. So, and we always take donations, and we need shoppers. That's the way the whole thing runs. All the proceeds go to the Good Samaritan Fund. So, I hope to see you over there. Thank you.
All right, now it's time for administration, and Jessica is going to start off information from administration.
Let's go, Jessica.
Hello again. I do want to start off with a occupancy report. So for those of you that are new, I give an occupancy report each month to just let everybody know where we are with occupancy. So on the east side homes, we have 1 available home and 1 on hold. For west side homes, we have none available. I think that's the first time I've been able to say that. So we don't have any available homes on the west side at this moment, and we currently do not have any on hold. In phase 1, of course, that's our Willow Suites 1 building. We have 0 available and 1 on hold. Suites 2, we have 1 available and 2 on hold. Suites 3, we have 3 available and 0 on hold. In Willows Arbor, we have 29 available and 5 on hold. So we welcome a lot of families there to the Willows Arbor building in February. So we're excited about that. So overall, campus occupancy is at 92%. Marketing team is doing a wonderful job. All right, and then I wanted to talk about Zesta. It's been a big topic, right? I wanted, a lot of residents have asked me to kind of explain it a little bit and kind of give you next steps on what to expect. So, of course, our Zesta application is going to be an app. It's also going to be something that you can access on your computer. We also will be having kiosks in our lobby that you can access the Zesta information as well. But basically what that is, it's a resident engagement tool. You all told us you want more communication, you want better access to services, programs, things like that. Well, we listened, and now we have Zesta. So you'll be able to see what activities we have going on. You'll be able to sign up for them. You'll be able to reserve spots. You will be able to eventually order food through the Zesta app and pick it up. You'll be eventually able to put your maintenance request through there. So it's really a one-stop shop for everything that you may want to do. We talked a lot today about resident-driven programs. We heard from Claude and Ellen and Ken about all of their resident-driven activities. That is another feature to Zesta where you can give information in a group setting and kind of spit it out there to each other. So it's all very exciting. It's a little bit to learn. For staff, we had some training last week. We went through some training, very easy to use for staff and very easy to use for as you as a resident being able to use it. The next step in the process is we have ambassadors. How many of you are ambassadors? So many of you, so exciting. We actually had about 25 volunteers to be ambassadors, so thank you so much for that. We will be having ambassador training starting on February 9th. So if you are an ambassador, you should have received an email from us letting you know that we're going to train you first. So February 9th, and then again on February 12th, going to be in Auditorium B and C, which is this half of the auditorium, from 2 o'clock to 3:30. So it'll be like you're in school again, and so get ready to bring your notepad. After that, we're going to roll it out to everybody else. So I know everybody will be very excited by then. So the first week of March, and don't worry, you'll get all of this information in your green bag, but the first week in March, we're going to roll it out to everybody else, and we're going to have general training sessions to pick and choose from. The Wellzesta staff is actually going to be here. And they're going to be here all day on the 3rd, 4th, and then half the day on the 5th. And so we'll roll that out for you so that you can pick a day in a time slot, 1 hour time slot, any of those days to learn a little bit about Wellzesta. So we're very, very excited about that. Jill, did I touch on everything with Wellzesta?
You did fabulous.
So we're going to continue to talk about Wellzesta, so if it's still a little fuzzy, don't worry. We're gonna keep on talking about it, and Jill and Val and me, if you see us with questions, Leslie, we can all help you with whatever questions you have about Wellzesta, okay? All right. The next thing I want to talk about is College of Medicine, or University of Illinois College of Medicine. So every year they come with their pre-med students, and they ask for volunteers here at Wesley Willows. They've been doing this for several years to help those students develop communication skills and bedside manner. So they're asking us, you've probably seen in your green bag already, for volunteers to spend 1 hour with you to interview you for health history. So they're practicing because they're going to put these skills to use someday when they're doctors. So they need us to help them with that. And I think this is a great way to not only represent our community, but a great way to support our community at large. So if you are able to and you are interested, we encourage you to sign up. The nice thing is that they will actually come out to your home if you want. So if you want to meet with them at one of the offices here in the town center, that is totally fine too. But plenty of spaces open still. I think we already have about 15 volunteers, so thank you for those that have volunteered. So plenty of spaces open through February and through March to help out the College of Medicine.
And how do you sign up?
Thank you, Lloyd. I knew I was forgetting something. What am I forgetting? So if you would like to sign up, Brenda is helping us with those sign-ups. So Brenda in the town center, of course our concierge in the town center will help us with those sign-ups. So all you have to do is sign up with her. Either stop down today or give her a call when you're ready. All right, moving along. We had a little bit of a situation last week. So unfortunately, with the cold weather, nothing ever good comes from those negative temperatures. And because of the cold weather, we had a fire sprinkler burst of water, and so we had a flood in Jill's office. Jill was the lucky person, so which created kind of a mess in our fitness center, our aquatic center, our women's locker room, and so that was unfortunate. However, we're so impressed that maintenance was able to turn everything around in a week. So.
Are they even here?
Very stressful for them, but they hopped right on it. Our vendors are amazing too. Got everything painted, ceiling redone and everything. So we are able to open up the fitness center and the aquatic center yesterday morning. The women's locker room is open, although it looks a little under construction still. So we will be finishing that as soon as we can. We will definitely keep you all updated. The art center is still under construction, but we hope to open that as soon as possible. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on that and kind of what happened. And with that, I think that is all of my updates today. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, Doris.
Are there any pictures of the damage? That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, the question was, is there any pictures of the damage? I'm sure that Brandon took some pictures. We can see if we can share those out, yeah. We don't want to ever look at them again, but, well, he's not here today, so we'll have to see, but, any other questions? All right, well, thank you all very much, and we have Jeff up next.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ken, I appreciate your comment about harbingers, and I got one that you can try. It's going to be sunny tomorrow. If you drive, turn up your heat, make sure all your windows are clean, and just let the sun shine in and pretend that it's spring. So anyhow, I wanted to start off with a bit of personal news and then an advancement department update. Earlier this month, I let Francis know and announced that I will be retiring as of February 6th. Thank you. It wasn't an easy decision, but really for the past 40 years, I've been asking people for money. And it's just time. My wife is going to retire in June. We have 8 grandchildren. A couple of those live in Iowa. A couple live in Georgia. So it's just a really good time. I can tell you that my first job in fundraising was with the Muscular Dystrophy Association. This was 40 years ago. I was hired as a program coordinator, and my job was to go around to all the daycare centers in Northern Illinois and get pledges from kids for hopping. It was called a hopathon. We sold shamrocks at bars for Shamrocks Against Dystrophy. I actually met Jerry Lewis. But over those 40 years, I've worked for some great organizations. I've worked in healthcare, in education. I spent 7 years with the American Cancer Society. Ray Howard is here. Ray, if you could wave your hand real quick. I spent 7 years working with Ray at the YMCA as a development director when we led a campaign to build the Northeast branch. But I can tell you, after those 40 years and the organizations that I worked for, being here at Wesley Willows has truly been the highlight. And it's for a couple reasons. We have a great leadership team, and you have a tremendous CEO here who is pushing the envelope on enhanced programs and services for our residents. We have a tremendous leadership team. Many of them are here today, and they are kind of guiding that strategic plan, and you're going to see tremendous benefits for all of you. The other thing that's great about here is our residents. You know, I know for sure, I have not gotten one no from anybody who I've asked to support any initiative. You are kind, you are generous, and you believe in Wesley Willows because you live here, and you see what it's like to live here. So I truly enjoyed working here. I am still going to be involved. Natasha's going to talk a bit about our upcoming gala. that was kind of my idea, so I am going to remain as a volunteer on the committee, and I will be at the event, so I hope I can see you all there. So that's the personal side. On the advancement department side, Eric, you can come on up here too. Many of you know Natasha. Natasha has been with our department for just over 2 years. She's our advancement director, and she really does all the things to make our office look good and to make me look good. Many of you know her, but Natasha is going to serve as our vice president of advancement, and she's going to take my position. So congrats to Natasha. And then just about a month ago, we were looking for a senior director of advancement. This was before I decided to retire, so I didn't hire Eric just to fill a position. But Eric brings a wealth of knowledge from the senior living communities. He'll talk a little bit about that, and he will be in our department also. So with that, I will defer and throw it over to Natasha.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Jeff. How's my volume? Good? Good. Okay. Well, good afternoon and happy Wednesday. I just want to thank Gail and the committee for allowing me to stand before you this afternoon. My name again is Natasha McNeil, and I will be taking over in the interim Vice President of Advancement for Wesley Willows. I'm very excited about this opportunity. I get the opportunity to work with each and every resident and staff member in this room today. Just a little bit about myself. I actually hail from Connecticut. I know that was mentioned earlier. I have been in Illinois for 3 years now and working for Wesley Willow for 2. My background is in advancement, especially in the past 5 years. I actually worked for a small nonprofit out of Stamford, Connecticut before moving here. Once I moved here, I was still remote from Stamford, Connecticut, and I did enjoy that work, but I wanted to make the commitment to be here in Illinois and be a part of the Wesley Willows family. So I started here in the advancement department as the advancement coordinator, and then I moved into the position of advancement director, and as it was mentioned today by Jeff, I am the new interim vice president. I am very excited for this opportunity. Again, I can't say that enough. If you have any questions, please, Eric and myself, we share an office over at the Arbor. You don't need to call, just stop on by. We'll be there, happy to talk to you about any of our initiatives. Jeff has definitely laid the groundwork for our team. It is sad to see him go, but we have a lot in store for each and every one of you in this room. One of the exciting initiatives that we have on the horizon is the gala. Has anybody heard any whisperings about that? Few. Well, I'm here today to actually give you additional information on the screen. We do have our save the dates. They are expected to hit your mailbox sometime this week or next week, depending on our postal service. So if you don't get it, please see Eric or myself for additional information. As you can see on the screen, well, the date's not on this side, but we actually will be at the Rockford Country Club. Mark your calendars. Oh, it's in small print, sorry. But I just want to make sure that you see that so you'll know not to throw it away when you see it in your mailbox. It will be on Saturday, May the 16th at the Rockford Country Club. While we would like everyone in this room to attend, I know it's not possible. So you do have other ways in which you can support. We will have an online auction, which will be amazing. I'll let you know just a little inside information for coming out in the cold today. We will have a experience where you can actually bid on something from our president and CEO, which is a trip to Cabo. So if you would like to bid on that, look out for that. And of course, we'll have different experiences and restaurants that you can visit as well through the online bidding. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Also, we would like for you to donate to the auction. Nothing is too big or too small. Again, you can see Eric or myself. I know there are a few of our committee members here today. If you can kind of wave your hand. And Ellen, Eric's on our committee, Jeff is still a part. So if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I will be available after the meeting. And if there's anything that you need, you know how to find us. Thank you very much.
Well, hi, I'm Eric, the new guy. And tickets go on sale March 1st. We'll have a way for you to be able to access that once we're a little more developed in our online registration process. So I come to you after I was with Visiting Angels of Rockford for 7 years. But if you were once a client of ours or I did an assessment with you, your secret is safe with me. I will not tell. But it was a home care agency, did CNA-like services in the home. But prior to that, my first career was as a United Methodist pastor. And I eventually found myself working for the United Methodist Publishing House's distribution end, Cokesbury, because I was at pretty decent at writing curriculum and could teach a Bible study like nobody else could. So they hired me on, and my entire territory was all of Chicago. So, and we did all the distribution for mainline Protestant denominations, the Episcopal Church. So you can get a book of worship for the Methodists. You couldn't get a Presbyterian hymnal unless you worked with us. But through that, I learned sales and sales experience, and I was honored to be part of the senior community and the healthcare community in the Rockford area. And I'm very blessed to be with you. This is an exciting time. There are some amazing things happening. I ask that you be patient because we don't know what we don't know about the things we haven't thought to do yet, right? But the whole point is wellness, well-being, lifestyle, getting stronger, getting out and doing more stuff. And your leadership is working to make that happen and to create a place and an environment where that can flourish. And it's my honor to be here on this journey with you as we get to watch those amazing things come up. So, thank you all.
And the last person is Brett Nelson, our COO.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brett Nelson. I am the Chief Operating Officer, and I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Jennifer Ulmer to everybody. She is our Senior Corporate Director of Mission and Operations. What does that do? It's a little bit of background. So Leslie Williams recently migrated to the role of Corporate Director of Brain Health and Wellbeing. So kudos to Leslie for that. Prior to that, she was the Director of Memory Wellness and the Director of Peterson Meadows. But part of that transition was her stepping down as the Director at Peterson Meadows. So as we were looking for roadmap of what that was going to look like, we were very, very fortunate to be able to bring Jennifer on board, who's going to serve in that Director capacity at Peterson Meadows, but also helping out here at Wesley Willows and at Highview. Now we're bringing her along slowly, but she's got a lot of experience. I'll let her tell you all about that, but
Well, thank you, Brett. I am very, very happy to be here. I am excited to be joining the Wesley Willows team. I come with probably more years of experience than I'm willing to admit at this point in senior living, but started my career, we'll say, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, working in nursing home and skilled care. Spent a lot of time there, and then expanded my reach and my experience into working with independent living, assisted living, and memory care. So I've done quite a few different things. I've been district leadership for a large senior living provider overseeing multiple communities in the state of Wisconsin. So I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited to bring all of that knowledge and experience to Wesley Willows. I started in December, and I've been spending a lot of time at Peterson Meadows so that I could get kind of hit the ground running there, so Leslie could start on her new adventure, which we're all very excited about. Also been spending a lot of time over at the Arbor and the Health Center as well, so I haven't been able to be here quite as much yet, but that is definitely part of the plan. I think I've met some of you at the CEO Christmas party, which was a wonderful event, but I look forward to getting to spend more time here. I will be working with Jessica side by side in making sure, you know, we're just on top of the daily operations and bringing you all of the things that you need, and meeting your expectations as we move forward. So I'm going to echo some of the things that have been said already by some of the other people today. Joining this organization has been extremely eye-opening, you know, not only from the standpoint of, I think it's probably one of the most innovative organizations that I've worked for, but also the vibrancy of our residents and the community that we have here is probably one of the richest that I've ever seen. So I feel lucky to be here as well and to be able to, you know, make these relations with you and move forward in serving you. So thank you for welcoming me, and I look forward to getting to know you more.
Is that it? Did you have any questions for me?
That's the next thing on the agenda. Any questions?
Now, you've moved your office.
I did. So Jennifer is in my old office, and my office is down on the garden level, with IT and advancement and HR and soon to be accounting, kind of making that our corporate offices down there. Yep. Anything else? Okay, thanks.
Well, the times they are changing, so I hope you're all up for a fast ride. Next meeting will be February 25th at 3 o'clock here in this auditorium. So stay warm until the end of February and have a nice Valentine's Day. All right. We're adjourned.